welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a coffee, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcomed back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now we are joined by, if I could let him in time, Chocolate Sayin, Adam, Neil, and a whole bunch of people in the Flat Earth Debate section of the 24/7 Politics Discord server. So, welcome one and all.
How are you?
Hey.
I'm very well, Neil. As I say, we're in politics today, so hopefully one of my mods in the YouTube live stream will stick out a link to the Politics Discord server today, so you can join that. Very good server, not just Flat Earth, lots and lots of subjects covered in this server. Very diverse group of people, all lovely, as I'm sure you can all imagine. Fun has been had by all in the pre-show, so if you're one of my members, you can check that out once the recording comes out later on this afternoon. In the meantime, as is always the case on a Friday, we may have protracted silences if there's limited brave souls from the globe side who decide to pipe up now we're obviously live, and I've done a formal introduction for them in the Discord server. So if there are some protracted silences, that's just the way it goes on a Friday. How are you, Neil?
I'm good. Where's your dome?
What dome? I didn't claim a dome.
You say we have gas pressure, so where's the dome?
I say we have gas pressure. Yeah, we do have gas pressure, Neil. Are you telling me that that's in contention?
No, I think they all understand that, but they have to put the dome on us so they can turn around and say,
What
well,
dome?
where's the dome?
What dome? Keep telling me I've
The
got some
dome
dome.
they keep talking about.
We're definitely breathing gas pressure. Now, I can make a statement of fact about containment with regards to gas pressure. Without containment, there can be no pressure. It's actually a Conspiracy Cats quote, teacher. But nevertheless, aside from globe believers and their quotes about needing containment for gas pressure, I can just state the fact that we do have gas pressure. We do. What's that? You now infer we must have a dome? Well, prove your dome that you now infer. Oh no, I'd much prefer that you were inferring it. Squirm, squirm. Oh well, I don't care. We're breathing. What's that? The sky's a vacuum? Sod off. No, it isn't. Violation of the second law of thermodynamics. The sky is not a vacuum. Is there any evidence that you can have gas pressure without a container?
Yes.
Go on, show me.
Astronauts just landed. They were lost in space for 9 months. They were rescued by the Don.
Like your appeal to stories from Narnia, stories from a space that gas is not filling in violation of the natural law, is your begging the question way of suggesting you've got proof that gas does not require containment to be at pressure? I'm going to go with no, Neil. I'm sorry, I'm going to go with no. What about any evidence of the distance to the sun?
I can give you an angle, but altitude isn't height in celestial terms, but an angle from flat.
Yeah, what you're saying is you can give me an altitude angle, but an altitude angle doesn't give you the altitude of a star, it's the angle of the star, useful for deriving ground positions and such like. But it's not the height. Yeah? Well, the
Yeah, best I
heliocentrists
can
have
do
got
is an
a
angle.
93 million mile height that they've derived from flat plane measurements of angles also. But my bait obviously isn't being taken. So brave souls want to lean into their heliocentric distances to planets and such like. Well, shocking. Any scientific evidence of gravity?
They don't even have a phenomenon.
They can't even tell you what gravity is.
Can they not?
No idea. Next question.
I was going to say that. No
That's
idea. Next
That's
question.
a Tyson quote. No idea. Next question is what he said to Joe Rogan, correct? Or was it? No, it wasn't Joe Rogan. It was some
lady.
chick on some space
lady, yeah.
talk thing, was it not?
Yeah, it was one of those things. Some lady he told that to. What's gravity? No idea. Next question.
Oh, you gotta love Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I mean, that's the astrophysicist, the supposed science communicator. That's literally his mission, is to run around the world and teach people about this crap, right? And his response to what's gravity is no idea. Next question. But we'll have Mr. Random Joe guy, Glober, come and tell us all about it. That's adorable to me.
Well, we've been asking for scientific evidence of it for quite some time.
Well, you just got to give it time. The astronauts that came back said they have a lot of things they're going to discuss about gravity and its effects on mankind. It's going to cure cancer, Alzheimer's, all these wonderful things.
Oh yeah, wow! Future faking with gravity now, are they? Unbelievable. They're creating false medical hope with gravity. I quite believe my ears.
You ain't kidding.
My God. We are in dark times, aren't we? Wow. I have no idea what's going on in current affairs, in case you're wondering why this is astonishing to me. I haven't got a TV, I don't listen to the radio. So I didn't know any of that. Wow. I suppose if you're in for a penny, if you're going to claim you've done a rescue mission from Narnia, you might as well claim you've done some science. Why not? In for a penny, in for a pound, right?
150 experiments.
They didn't
It
do
goes
any.
with the narrative. Trust the science, right? I mean, the best globe argument is trust me, bro. So you might as well incorporate that with trust the science and Bob's your uncle.
Science is back, baby.
Any evidence? Any evidence of the R value, Earth radius? Politics. Show us what you've got. Got an audience, 60 people watching this currently. We've only just started. Please share the show if you've not done so already. We've only got 60 people because people share the show. Smash that share button if you've not done so already. But to you people in politics, you people not being a slur on anybody in particular, but you globe believers, poor show. Surely we can get some answers to these questions. Distance to the sun, scientific evidence of gravity, you'd think you'd have loads of it. Just a lot of globe believers happy to display their content belief in a sphere Earth that they're definitely not standing on. Fine. We'll keep them coming. Any evidence of a physical geometric sphere edge, formerly known as Earth curve? Anybody at all? Anybody got any Earth curve? Just a little bit of Earth curve, maybe? Maybe a little bit of Earth curve? No? All right, well, that's a shame, isn't it? You'd think in a room with dozens and dozens of people in that somebody would have evidence of their belief in a sphere. I mean, what are we going to prove Earth's flat when we come to the measurements of your belief by assertion that we're not getting? We're never going to get to the flat Earth proof at this rate. We need one of you to assert that you live on a ball so we can take your suggested proof and point out where Earth gets measured flat with it. I mean, that's the game, and if you didn't know that's what's going to get played, I might as well just lay my cards on the table. Any evidence of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety? A little bit of
Nathan.
Earth rotation proofsies, go on. Just a little one. No axial rotation evidence? Let's make it easier on them. Any single viable hypothesis from any of the fields of astronomy, cosmology, or astrophysics. Any of them.
Oh yeah, that's an easy one.
Maybe the question needs dumbing down. Any science for your ball in a vacuum belief? Literally at all. Will accept anything. Any scientific evidence of your spinning ball in a sky vacuum religion? Come on, one of you must think you've got some science. You've got all these science communicators around you. I only heard Dave Farina the other day saying who's a science communicator. Did he not communicate with any of you guys? You guys out there, science communicators? What's going on? My name's Nathan Oakley. I'm a flat earther whooping around you load of dumbasses who think they're on a ball. Surely they've got some science with all you science communicators out there. What's wrong? You're not doing your job very well, science communicators, if I, a flat earther, can ask you numpties for science and get stone cold silence and crickets. Come on. Seriously? None of you got any scientific evidence for your spinning ball globe earth belief? Very wise. What about La La Land? Let's go there. Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth? I mean, if these guys don't give us anything to bite on, we will have to lead you into the flat Earth proofsies that we have to offer on a Friday. I don't mind proactively starting with them, but we have to form it in housekeeping like it's a question to you, to get you involved, you know, make you feel welcome, feel encouraged. I'm a guest here, by the way. No? What about any evidence that you can acquire an elevation angle measurement from a curved baseline? No? That's because Earth gets measured flat. Mapped, charted, built upon, flown across, sailed upon, flat. Earth is flat. That's how it gets measured. Starting with elevation angles. Now, it turns out that quite a few globe-believing numpties, some of them who call themselves science communicators, have turned to utilising flat Earth measurements to make dipshit numpty globe Earth assertions, or worse still, utilisation of flat Earth measurements to suggest that Earth isn't flat. Idiots and frauds that they are. Nevertheless, I'm here to correct that garbage and let you all know that things like heights in an upward direction will always be perpendicular to a plane of reference and measured with respect to it. The clue is in the title when you get heights off sea level. Perpendicular to a plane in all instances, that's how that will be measured. Actual heights. So if, for instance, you were to, I don't know, send up a balloon to a very high altitude, that would be a flat Earth prerequisite for the measurement of height above a plane of reference. Reference to what, you say? Sea level. How all heights are measured, always. So you're going to need a flat Earth to be sending up balloons to be suggesting that you're looking at Earth curve we debunked in 2020 with the Black Swan. There is no Earth curve. The maths that's asserted for your fantasy when you go up, that's with respect to a plane, in a balloon to look at the horizon, is mathematically derived from a flat plane also. It's surface level in Earth curve maths. Earth is flat and will be measured as such. Again, for your height above it, to derive a differential parallel with it. That's the surface of Earth that you measured flat when you claim Earth curve mathematics. Earth's always, and has always and will always be measured flat. I think we covered all the housekeeping questions, did we not, gentlemen of the panel? Did I miss any? 70 people watching. Please smash the share button if you've not done so already. All right. Segue number 2.
Or did I miss that?
Nothing, we just did housekeeping. We only just started, we're a quarter of an hour into the live show. You awake now, Adam? Still taste the toothpaste, I am in no doubt. Well, as we're preaching and not getting very much interaction from the politics Discord server, I'll move on to my next point. Typically on a Friday, well, I won't tell you what we've done in the previous year because we did it in the previous year. This year, we're readdressing people's lack of science acumen, their inability to appreciate how science is used to prove things. That's all it does. So when science, in name only, is claimed to be applied, knowing what the methodology of science is useful to you, I'm talking directly to the people in the panel on Discord, if you're going to identify what is not science, that is to say, cause and effect reasoning that has been through the scientific methodology of establishing the cause of an effect by way of systematic experimentation based on a hypothesis, or scientific prediction, as hypothesis is otherwise known.
brother, can you show us the science of flat earthers?
That's a category error. Flat Earth is a description of a plane of measurement that you would utilise when measuring
Can you show
Earth,
me some
as opposed to cause and effect
documentation or
reasoning
whatever?
based on acquisition of a phenomena and then methodology where you establish the cause of said phenomena through methodology that involves hypothesis construction.
Okay, you're
in a
capable
category
of
error.
connecting some
I'm answering
random
your
words to a
question,
sentence.
and you have done nothing but ramble through my answer since I've started to answer your category
Can
error
you show
that you
some
interrupted me with.
documentation?
So I've been interrupted non-stop since you've started this discussion, back and forth. You're in a category error. You have science for a plane. That's idiotic. Now I'm just getting silence. Presumably he's had to be muted because he wasn't prepared to have a back and forth discussion. He was only prepared to assert a category error and then not stop talking through the response.
Do you wanna answer to my question or not?
Do I want to tell you it's a category error again? I already have responded.
So do you have any science to prove it or no?
You dumbass. It's a category error. It's the third time I've told you. Are you retarded? Were you dropped on your head? Do you understand the words that cross my lips in response to your category error? Science establishes the cause of an effect. There is no cause or effect when you describe a plane of reference. That's not a phenomena. A phenomena is something occurring, something happening. Science starts with you observing something happening. Is a flat plane something happening? No. I'm dealing with a retard in a category error. Asking me about the science of a plane? Wow, that's stupid. It's only the third time I've said it to him. Maybe if he could shut his frickin' mouth when I answered the first time, he'd understand his stupid dumbass category error, as it was answered in the first instance, without even me pausing. I urge you, you stupid retard. Science of flat earth, you say, dipshit? It's a category error, you stupid dick! Do you want to carry on yammering through me, educating everyone here about what science is, so they don't have a flat earther named Nathan Oakley shouting at them for their category error? Do you want to respond to me, you insubordinate little shit? Sit down and shut up! Teaching people what science is here while you ask me for the science of flat earth, you retard, presumably globe-believing. There is no science for a plane. Science deals with cause and effect. Step 1, observe natural phenomena. That is something happening. So you can go on to say, I wonder what caused that to happen, and presume a cause for the effect, because you're going to be varying said presumed cause, because once you've assumed something that can cause it, you've got a hypothesis. That's if A, my presumed cause, then B, the phenomena I observed at step 1. That's a if and then cause and effect relationship. Does this retard want to insert a plane into that logic? Oh, you can't. A plane isn't something happening. Maybe this retard globe-believing spastic felt his justified interruption needs to be clarified for a sixth time. Cause and effect is not a plane, nor is it a globe or a shape. Okay, dum-dum. Meanwhile, understanding what science is, that's the establishment of cause for an effect you observe in nature, natural, not synthetic, because we already know what caused that and man made it. That is what science is. If you know that, you know what science isn't. So being asked for the science of a plane, for example, demonstrates just how stupid our opponents are, in this case, the guy who interrupted this lesson in what science is, for the benefit of identifying what it isn't. That's to say, shapes and planes and how we measure them isn't science. Knowing what science is, establishment of the cause for a phenomena that's occurring in nature, that's science. Then you can shout down dickheads when you know that, if you know that. Like I know that. Go ahead.
So I just seen a tree fall off a leaf. Can we put that to the scientific method?
Hold on, Neil. I think there's someone else who wanted to get a question in.
Nah, I was just gonna say that, you know, maybe take.
Oh, it was only chocolate.
Because yeah, it's only me. Maybe take it a slight easy on him, because you know maybe he was slightly confused about the category error, because we did ask, do they have any science for their globe, being that that's what they assert to us all the time, or used to anyway. But maybe he just got slightly confused and said, hey, instead of offering science for this globe that I believe I live on, I'll just ask the flat earthers if they have science. Right? That should check out.
Oh, I see.
Almost,
Yeah.
except he talked over him the first two times, and then when he finally got a chance to get muted to hear it, you know, there's no response to it.
Hey man, I have a question. One question.
Oh, here we go.
Go ahead, New Moon.
Yeah, so my question is like, if the latitude lines are based on the Polaris, so equator is also a circle, like latitude lines. It's all circles are concentric circles. So when we go to south, for example, south 40 degrees south. So south is after the equator. So I have heard, like you were saying, like they mapped the latitude lines first based on the equator till the equator line. And when they reach the equator, so they can't see the Polaris. So based on the data, like every 60 nautical miles or 69 miles, they started drawing 1 degree of latitude. So the south is 1 degree every 69 miles. So in that way, if we believe that, then from the equator, if we go towards the south, and 90 degrees south, then the circles will be bigger and bigger and bigger, the latitude circle. So there will be a 90 degrees south circle. So 90 degrees south circle will be there, but it's not a point. So where is the geographical south pole on that 90 degrees south?
Oh, that's one of the map makers. What we do know is that everything you described about the Polaris-centric system with latitude measurement, although you phrased it in an if statement, those weren't ifs. That is how it's done. It's not if. It's the latitude system is concentric circles with a limitation at the equator. That is what they are. Now, beyond that, it's fudged. I didn't make those maps. I don't make those assertions. There is no south point to draw 90 degrees to like there is with Polaris. Those are the facts in this matter. However, there are plenty of south stars that we can definitely negotiate the south with, in the same way we do the north by measuring elevation angles off a flat plane to them. So those are incontestable facts about how Earth gets measured, flat in all instances, with elevation angles, in this case described by you in an if statement about Polaris. That wasn't an if, it's a fact. That's how Polaris gets measured. I make no claim about the south. I didn't map it.
Okay, so like on the globe Earth, the south 90 degrees south is a point.
There
It's
is
a geographical south pole.
no, stop. There is no on the globe for this description. No. On screen now for my audience. The only way this gets described from globe descriptions is from within a globe, because the angle for latitude as marked on screen can only come as an angle to Polaris as marked on screen. Now, if you can describe that in any way with a globe, it's not on a globe, as you just said, New Moon. You obviously don't understand this stuff, or you wouldn't be describing angle measurements from a curved surface. You can't get elevation angle measurements on a globe, as you just suggested. No, Polaris and its measurements of angles with respect to a plane gets described only after you've measured Polaris to describe the system to create the globe with. Then you can plot it around a plane called the equatorial plane, like on screen now. But you don't ever measure the angle on the globe, only from within the globe that was created with the angles measured on a plane. That's how the angle measurements to Polaris that you just described as if statements were and are measured. Flat. Earth's flat.
Okay, so you're saying that you can't measure the angle if the Earth is a globe? Are you saying that? Because we can measure the
Sorry,
angle.
is that a
whether the
question,
Earth
or are
is
you going to
flat
keep out? Are you going to answer the question as well as ask it?
Yeah, you're saying like the latitude
Yeah, I heard
lines
you.
are
I
based
heard
on the
you.
flat.
So you are going to be answering the question and answering. Am I saying that you can't measure an elevation angle from a curved surface? That's a statement of fact.
Yeah.
It's a. Oh, my bad. Is it just me, or is it the second time you're answering on my behalf? As on screen now for my live audience, you can't get curved baselines to give you angles to GPs. They're angles. A prerequisite for an angle is that the baseline, in this case, the ground, is and must be flat. There is never a circumstance where you can acquire an elevation angle from a globe's curved surface. It's an angle. Straight lines. We all clear? Second time I've said it.
No. Okay, so let me explain here. Like first, when we take the elevation angle of a star, okay, the altitude of the star, we can take even without accounting for the surface of the Earth. You don't need the surface of the Earth for that. You just need to stand somewhere. You need your vertical line, and from your vertical, you can measure your zenith angle of that star, and the elevation angle of the star will be 90 minus zenith angle. And we don't need to account for the surface of the Earth. If we are taking the elevation angle in respect to the horizontal line, then the horizontal line is derived from our vertical line. So vertical line is the downward vector line, means when we hang a plumb bob, so that plumb line is our vertical line. It's the downward vector on the Earth. Whether the Earth is flat or globe, it is same. And the vertical line, by definition in astronomy,
And can I address that? No, that's incorrect. It's not scattergun.
Okay, let me complete.
Well, no, I don't need an
Let me
and. I
complete.
heard his claim. Can I address it, or is it just going to get scattergunned and some distance put between that garbage that isn't correct? Number one, I've already said that he hasn't. Oh, he's just going to yammer through me. Can you server mute him, because I'm now starting and he's going to interrupt. It's clear that he's going to interrupt every word I say. I listened to him and I'd like to respond unimpeded. Number one, I've already addressed you can't get an elevation angle from a curved surface, so there is no on a globe measurement. He's just reasserted it without addressment. No, you don't get an angle off a curved surface ever, so there is no elevation angle on a globe. It's with respect to the surface. Response from you, it's not with respect to a surface when you measure an elevation angle. Elevation angle, you say? Oh, what's elevation with respect to? Always, without exception. The ground. It's the elevation. Oh, but it's not to do with the ground if we're doing it with respect to a plumb bob on a ball. No, we don't have ground positions on tangent planes that aren't on the surface. Ground positions are on the ground. They're just not on a curved ground, because then it won't have a line meeting it for the angle measurement that we measure off a flat Earth. It's just not the globe ground. It is the ground. We're measuring the baseline for a ground position when we navigate the fricking ground. But because it's not the globe ground, people tell us that we can take an elevation. That's how high things are off the ground. Angle measurement. That's not specifically the height of the star. but with respect to the ground and the angle measurement you're taking, definitely, specifically, categorically to do with the ground, just not the globe ground. So we're told, oh, elevation angles don't have nothing to do with the ground that's curving away and won't give us ground positions. Let's just accurately summarise what is actually the case. Elevation, how high things are off the ground, is absolutely with respect to the ground when we measure elevation angles, and I'm going to get muted by my opponent in my conclusion, it seems. But when the globe ground's not being used, I'll get interrupted. I've asked the server operators to stop this operating. I've got no control over him yammering through the conclusion that proves him wrong. Because zenith and its plumb angle, co-angle, co-what? Yeah, co for the ground line for the elevation angle, which is what we're actually measuring because it's specifically for navigating the ground, just not the globe ground. So when we measure an elevation angle, we measure it off a flat Earth for navigating the ground. And as this guy's telling you, it's just not the globe ground, because he's going to say elevation angles got nothing to do with the ground that we'll be navigating, because it's not curving away from us as per his dingleberry dangling below a plane that won't give us ground positions. I thank you.
He said downward
Okay,
vertical.
I'm curious.
There is no
I'm
down
sorry.
in the globe.
I'm sorry. I am new here, and I just wanted to ask a question. Are people here actually people actually think the Earth is flat?
Measured flat. Dumbo, we just went through how elevation angle measurements were measured off a flat plane. Are you so dense that you didn't listen to the last 25 seconds? Shut up!
Okay,
I'm talking, I'm responding to you.
okay,
Shut up! Shut this man up!
Okay.
Immediately chanting through me as I respond to him. What an asshole. Yeah, asshole Dumbo. Did you not comprehend the last 2 minutes of discussion where we measured Earth flat for elevation angles? So stupid as literally after Earth was just described and proven to be measured flat with elevation angles, he asks, are you people in here really suggesting Earth flat? It's just been described as being measured flat, and how it's incapable of measurement off a spherical surface. But you're going to question whether or not there's people in here that are flat earthers? You stupid retard. Sit down, you dumbass. You couldn't even listen to the discussion that was taking place while you were waiting for your turn to talk. Now you've been called stupid and shut down for being a belligerent prick. Listen to the discussion that's taking place, you stupid idiot. We're talking about measuring Earth flat with elevation angles. You stupid retard. Yeah, there's flat earthers here. I'm one and I'm telling you off, you dumb prick.
So he interrupted me making a point that New Moon used a downward vertical when he can't, because there is no down on a globe or up.
Good point. Can't have a plumb on a globe. You only have in and out, not down. That would be with respect to a plane perpendicular to it. Plumb bobs are only flat Earth. Kind of perpendicular, there isn't one on a globe.
Okay, my rebuttal.
Well,
So,
let's take another approach. I
down
mean, if
on
the
the
guy was
globe
so
is the
surprised,
downward vector.
excuse me, New Moon,
So the down,
New Moon.
We just
I'm talking.
addressed this, and he's going to immediately suggest that he's got a downward vector. We just took a dump on that. You don't have down. In and out only on a globe. Down is with respect to a plane of reference perpendicular to it. You don't have that on a globe. In and out only. If you say down, I will stop you. Clear?
okay, to in the center of the globe Earth, it's the down.
No. Down is with respect to a plane perpendicular to it. You don't have that on a globe. It's the third time. I'm done with you. If you don't have a response that if you are incapable of making a response that doesn't use a flat Earth, we are done in this discussion. You need down. Yeah, perpendicular to a plane. So you'll need a flat Earth. Shut up. That's the end of your time here.
Maybe you can help him out,
can give-
Omnivore. You interrupted to say that he's right, so maybe you can help him out, Omnivore.
Sure. He's 100% right. So this is according to the globe model, which you could disagree with.
Show us.
You don't have a
But,
model.
Show it. Show it.
If you
Show it.
if you're
Show it. Show it.
Demonstrate.
Show the globe model. Show it. Guys in politics server, did the man that was just speaking, why is he on mute? Did the man that was just speaking have the ability to present his model that he's just suggested? If he's going to suggest we've got a model, I'd like to see it. Omni isn't on deafen, so he can hear me requesting it. If he's suggesting we've got
or
it,
whatever it is.
once
you're
it's
measuring,
presented,
the elevation angle will be
once
the
it's presented, we'll have a look at it. It seems like Omni has decided that he's just going to yammer incessantly. The politics server doesn't allow that, Omnivore. Your non-stop verbal diarrhea won't be tolerated by the reasonable server that we're in. I don't have any control over it, by the way, Omnivore, but you won't get to non-stop verbal diarrhea your way through us asking you to evidence what you've just verbally said. Model, globe. That's what you said. We'll be needing that. So if you're taken off mute and you're not giving it us, you won't be taking part until you do give us exactly that.
So if you disagree with that, then the question would be...
I haven't had it yet. Give us the globe model, and we'll see if we disagree once you've given it us. You said globe model. Now, for my audience, there's 85 people listening to Omnivore completely obfuscate and ignore what he's just claimed. He said, according to the globe model. We haven't seen it yet. So we'll be needing that first, Omnivore. And if you don't give it us, you don't play. Hope that's clear.
You'll find this character, Nathan, talks so much that he won't have even heard what you said.
Oh, bless. Omni, did your tactics fail to get you hearing what I said? Globe model, you said it. We want to see it first before you get to talk about it. See it. Show it. Show it. Give it us.
WGS 84 geoid model.
WGS 84. Omni, you being spoken for, my friend? Is that your globe model? The WGS 84? Is that yours? Don't seem to be hearing him. Omni claimed it, not you, New Moon. No, fair enough. He's popped himself on mute. There isn't one. There isn't a globe model. Nobody's ever shown us. We've been asking for about 10 years. There isn't one. There's an idea of one, but no one's ever shown it. There isn't one. It's just that simple. It's a fantasy.
The WGS84 is measured with respect to a flat plane. It's a flat plane map, not a model.
Nathan,
is it
Nathan,
just
I have
me,
a question in terms of...
Is it just me, or is the guy that was being addressed, New Moon, opened his mic and started talking through John, addressing his WGS84? Now, I gave the person we were actually talking to, Omni, who suggested a globe model, the opportunity to take on board the WGS84 as his claim. He didn't do so. He put himself on mute and shut down, like Omnivore so often does when he makes a bullshit claim that he can't back, in this case, globe model. Now, what happened afterwards was John, Refracted Curvature, addressed New Moon. But while he was addressing the shite that New Moon spewed about the WGS84 and how it would prove a flat Earth, he got interrupted by New Moon, the one who was being proven wrong. You want to try that again, John? Hopefully without New Moon interrupting you the second time. We'll see how they try to obfuscate again. We'll see how we get on. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, the WGS84 was measured with respect to a flat plane. That's not a globe model. It's a flat Earth map.
Okay, so if you have completed, then my question is, in astronomy, the zenith angle plus the elevation angle of that star is always 90 degrees. So if we combine
if
the addition
it's not an if,
of the...
it's not an if. I dealt with this already. You're rinsing and repeating. I already dealt with this. He didn't address it. Now, it was clear for my live audience. Everybody heard me point out that these aren't if statements. When you're measuring angles, you're giving them in degrees. They're definitely angles. They're definitely off a flat plane. This isn't an if statement. But you stuttering the word if 4 times, oh, that's not very telling. My God, man.
Okay, Nathan, like...
Oh, Nathan. Oh, you don't. Oh. It's not an if statement.
My God, I'm talking about astronomy. In astronomy, like if there is a star, the zenith angle of that star and if we add the zenith angle of the star with the elevation angle of the star, it will always be 90 degrees. Do you agree or not?
Why do you keep saying if?
That didn't even make sense as a sentence. That was the most stuttery, fragmented, garbage sentence I've ever heard. Would you like to rephrase it into a sentence structure that makes some sort of coherent sense? Because that did not.
Okay, the elevation angle of star plus the zenith angle of the same star.
Stop. The elevation angle of the star is the first statement you've made. Define what an elevation angle is, please, before we do anything else. Let's figure out what that is, if that's what I'm being asked about.
Okay, so let me...
He is correct. That is 100% true.
Okay, so 90 degrees true. Okay, so the elevation angle of the star is...
That's not what I asked. Define what
between...
that is. Second time. Let's see how many times he obfuscates me. I'm being asked about an elevation angle.
I'm defining it.
I'm being chanted through now.
I'm
being chanted through now. This bitch is chanting through me. Yeah, he's trying to obfuscate. He's dodging. He's weaving. He's thinking he's going to get away like a scared deer in the headlights. Yo, dickhead! You're asking me about an elevation angle. Define it. Third time. See how many times to count him off.
I'm defining it. I'm defining it. You're interrupting. So, the elevation angle of the star, or also...
No, we're going to define what that is before we go on to talk about it. We're going to need to define what it is first. It's fourth time. We'll keep counting him off. He wants to use it, and now he's talking through me. What he needs to do, ladies and gentlemen, my audience, is use an elevation angle without defining what it is. Now, I'm stopping him, aren't I? I'm going, no, you're not going to ask me about an elevation angle till we know exactly what it is. And he's like, no, you're interrupting. I must use this flat Earth only measurement and ask you about it after it's been made and we're already using it. Yeah, that's not going to happen. What we'll do, fifth time, new moon, define what an elevation angle measurement is, please. Fifth time.
Okay, I'm defining the elevation angle of a star is the angle between the celestial astronomical horizon and the object that we are taking the elevation angle.
Where was that definition
from?
Where's that cited? Cite it. Where's it from? Where was that from? I haven't got that one. I thought I had all of them. Did you just make that up?
No, I'm not making that up.
Where did you get it from?
Horizontal...
Where did you get it from?
It's in the book.
Stuttery bitch liar! You stuttery bitch liar! You just made that up, didn't you?
Okay, the horizontal line.
Sorry, did this asshole just make that up and tell me that it wasn't made up? I'm pretty sure I've got all the citations for all the sources that define what an elevation angle is, but this lying piece of shit just thinks he can make it up, and when I ask him if he's made it up, he says no, and then when I ask him where he's got it from, he starts stuttering. You lying piece of shit. I am done with you, and we got white knights piping up while I tell him off. I will not accept what you make. Oh yeah, we definitely got white knights. Definitely got the white knights. We've got my own panel. Definitely they're going to react to this too. No, new moon, you're getting told off. How dare you make this shit up? No, mate, I've got 20 cited sources that are all 100% legitimate. That aren't you, a rambling disgrace of a man who'll make shit up on the spot and then lie about it when asked directly. I'm not going to take your shite. No, mate, you're just making this up. How dare you? You think you've got the right to define what an elevation angle measurement is, you do there, new moon? Piss off. I'll cite it. I'll cite it from a credible source. I won't just make it up off the top of my head because I need it to comport with the globe. No, wanker. How dare you? Don't lie to me. I know you made it up. How dare you lie in the face of your overt lies, new moon, you total scumbag. Yeah? We all know what an elevation angle measurement is here, and we've got plenty of cited sources to define it. When I ask if you're going to make it up, you better say, yeah, you caught me. I made that shit up on the spot. Yeah. Well, now I am going to define it. Before we talk about it, because we're going to need to know what it is, new moon. Not the shit that you just made up on the spot about it, but how a legitimate source, like Sustainable by Design, how they define it. Not you scumbag asshole lying globe believing wanker. Quote, the altitude angle, sometimes referred to as solar elevation angle, describes how high the sun appears in the sky. The angle is measured between an imaginary line between the observer and the sun and the horizontal plane the observer is standing on. End quote, Sustainable by Design. Now, I'm going to say that if I'm going to be asked about what elevation angles are, and they're specifically designed as being measured off a flat plane we're standing on, you can be damn sure that this asshole Glurf is going to make up what an elevation angle is on the spot and then lie about it when challenged.
Okay, so I agree what you said, horizontal plane.
Then shut up, you dumbass Glurf! Then Earth is flat.
No, horizontal plane
Yeah,
is not the
that's an
surface of the
elevation
Earth.
angle that will measure off a horizontal plane that we're standing on. So we are ipso facto to measure this angle standing on a horizontal plane. Now you dick, you've told us that we don't have to measure this angle with respect to the ground at all. That's what you're telling us, you asshole. Yeah, even though it's defined as having a plane that we're standing on as part of the frickin' definition, you're telling us it's got nothing to do with the ground. You're a disingenuous, deceitful glurf. And I'm done talking to you. Stop lying. We caught you, New Moon, lying about something you made up on the spot. And then after I defined it specifically, you agreed. So we're all in agreement, unlike the shit that you spouted about it not having anything to do with the ground. You agree with the legitimate source that I went and got and cited, with quotes around it, by Sus Design. Yeah, they defined it as needing the fucking ground. You can piss off, you lying bastard. I don't feel disrespectful by swearing at you. You're an asshole. Therefore, you get every ounce of venom when you lie to me about shit you make up. If you agree, then there's no point talking to you anymore, you dumbass. Earth's measured flat with an elevation angle, so when you start asking me about them, you can accept the ground must be flat to measure it, and then we're done with the conversation, aren't we, dumbass? Lying to me, what a scumbag. I'm done talking to him. Server moderators, I don't come here to be lied to. I don't come here to ask somebody if they've made something up and then get told they haven't. He lied. I don't want to talk to him anymore. Can I just appeal? I have to go if you just allow liars to just waste my time. Yeah, that was beyond all doubt. He lied. Did you make it up? No, I didn't make it up. Lying bastard pig dog. Fuck off.
Yeah, you just conceded your entire argument by agreeing to a horizontal plane, my friend. Because you're supposed to be proving a ball.
I'm proving it had nothing to do with the ground.
Horizontal plane on a ball.
Yeah, but when it's something to do with the ball, we can measure it and have nothing to do with the ground. Yeah, because we measure them with respect to a plane, and when they're depicted with a ball Earth, it's wrapped around the angle measured on a plane as on screen for my audience the entire time. But he's going to lie and say it's got nothing to do with the ground that's being measured to acquire it. Why? Because it's got nothing to do with the globe ground. So we'll lie and lie and lie about it. Oh, nothing to do with the ground. Oh, right. Well, why is it in the definition then? And every one of the 20 definitions that aren't made up by a scumbag liar, well, that's because we measure Earth flat with them. Sorry, did somebody from the sidelines who's too dumb to listen to this conversation want to ask, are you guys really flat earthers? Yes, so are you. We all measure Earth flat. That's how it gets measured.
Also, his appeal to the celestial horizon, that is a parallel plane with the horizon at your eye level. You didn't help yourself any with that definition.
Good job I keep it on screen for the 100 people watching. Woo-hoo-hoo! 100 people watching. Please share the show if you haven't done so already. And the only reason we've got 100 people watching is because people share the show. So massive thank you to all of you who smash the share button while I'm yelling at fundies for using flat earth measurements and then lying about cited sources they don't have. When they make up crap about elevation angles, not needing the ground.
They do tend to all do this, don't they? I've noticed, like when they're trying to explain curvature, they start actually describing how Earth's measured flat using horizontal planes. I find it so bizarre.
Yeah, I'm going to put a stop to it. Stop using our measurements. If you want to use flat Earth measurements, accept Earth's flat.
They can't. Everything in their religion is based on that, Nathan. You know that.
Oh, yeah. The globe was measured flat. The Greeks all knew that.
Hey, One Deck. And if anybody in the audience feels that we're too hard on New Moon, we spent hours with New Moon breaking down the scientific method. He's a disingenuous little piece of crap.
He's a baller. He's here pretending to be a flat earther, pretending to be our side. No, he's not. He's a glober. He's arguing for a globe. He's like Jaren. He's part of that whole shill crew.
Exactly, Nathan.
I don't understand why they want to use a Cartesian coordinate system, which is planar in nature, to say that the plane that we will reference to the world we live on has nothing to do with the world we live on. It's crazy.
How did my yelling sound on the MX412 with a 185 cardioid cartridge? Does it sound good?
Awesome.
It is over the top.
Too loud? Not enough compression?
Not as much
it sounds
clearer.
great.
Oh, good.
Sounds great.
Good. I would hope this sounds the best. It's the closest to my mouth. But it's hard to get something that's close mic to work when you know you're going to be yelling into it. But I spent a good half an hour before the show making sure the compressors all worked really nicely. I'm glad you like it. I forgot to EQ it. Oh, I'm using the EQ from the shotgun mic, but oh well.
So is that I had to miss a little bit. Just to kind of review a little bit. Has everybody that's tried to prove a globe so far used a flat Earth measurement?
Oh, God, of course.
Yes, they have, yes. Without exception.
They've been doing it for 2,000 years.
So they say, according to their rhetoric. I don't know if I buy that, but you can say that as long as you strap on the end of it, according to their story.
Yeah, allegedly.
That's the one. I couldn't. That's why I was stuttering. I couldn't think of the word allegedly. Allegedly, they've been using flat Earth measurements for 2,000 years.
Well, yeah, but
Just
oh, go ahead, Chopper.
no, go ahead, because you're still on this point. I was going to do something else.
Oh, well, see, the thing is, the celestial sphere has probably existed for that long. The celestial sphere is with respect to a flat plane that the observer is standing on, you know? So they convolute that with, they think that's theirs, and it's not.
Yep. And like I say, I'm going to stop using our flat Earth measurements. It's incredibly irritating. Most irritating of all is when they suggest they're going to put an end to flat Earth with flat Earth measurements. Creaky Binder has done that exact thing. So on yesterday's show, we were covering, it's actually Fisherman in a Box's response to it, because I didn't or don't watch Creaky, but I do watch Fisherman in a Box, and he reported on it, if you will. And what he reported on was Creaky suggesting that he's going to send some vehicle up, and at altitude he'll see a curve. Therefore, science. Number one, cause and effect reasoning based on hypothesis actualized by experiment much? No, of course not. Creaky's as big a fraud as Duffy. Meanwhile, what's that you say you're going to measure the height off sea level? Stop using our flat Earth measurements. What's that you say you're going to shut up flat Earthers with this? No, it'll get me yelling in your face. Yeah, if I was in your presence, you'd have my saliva spraying on you as I'm like, don't use our flat Earth measurements, you stupid retard, Creaky Binder. That's what you'd get. I'm going to shut us up. It's going to get us furious because you're using our measurements of a flat Earth to suggest it isn't flat. Idiots.
So they're going to stop us from mowing our own lawn by taking our lawnmower. I see.
And mowing our lawn with it. I know, he annoys me so much with his lawnmower, mowing his lawn with his noisy lawnmower. How can I stop him mowing his lawn? I know, I'll jump on his lawnmower and mow his lawn. Then he's not mowing it. Yeah, then you're mowing it. Yeah, but he's not mowing it. Yeah, it's exactly the same, Neil, correct. Yeah, well, how can I stop him from saying Earth's flat? I know, I'll use a flat Earth and describe how high this balloon is above a flat Earth. And look, I'm this high above a flat Earth in this elevation, and I see a curve. Oh, what do you mean you see a curve? Yeah, you see this horizon. Well, if I suggest that 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet would be where Earth curve mathematics suggests a reified geometric point in the distance below the surface level I've just measured my height off is. Didn't you just measure your height off surface level? Yeah, not only that, I derived a depression angle from a parallel eye level at this altitude. I absolutely need my eye level at this altitude to be parallel with the ground or the maths doesn't work. Oh, right, so you need your eye level to be flat And you need the surface to be flat, and you need the two to be parallel for the maths of Earth curve to work, to suggest that below the surface level, you've measured your height off. There's a geometric point below that surface level. I see. You're a retard. Stop using flat Earth measurements. Idiots, learn how your maths work if you want to learn to believe in a ball, because you don't know how it works. Or you'd understand and appreciate the flat Earth you're measuring.
Right, but the horizon that he's going to appeal to can't exist on a globe. The slope-intercept formula debunks the mere notion of a horizon on the globe.
What's the slope-intercept formula?
It is the rate of change of, let's see, the curvature would be defined as the rate of change of slope of non-zero. But when the horizon is measured, it is zero.
So you're saying the rate of change of non-zero, in other words, when you don't have it changing. That is to say, if you're going to describe a change, you must have a zero to describe it from. Correct?
Yes.
So you can't have a horizon on a globe then?
No.
Called the slope-a-dope. If anybody's unfamiliar with the argument, Google slope-a-dope by Quantum Eraser.
Not only that, you see how you stopped Omnivore dead when he had to present his globe model that they don't have?
Well, we've been asking for, 10 years? They just, by pure fiat, infer they've got one. Well, on the globe model, let's see it. Well, we all know we've got one. No, we haven't. So let's see it.
Yeah, I mean, this model, the apparent model must be in a museum somewhere. We can all go and have a look at it, surely.
We're in the digital age. I would imagine a link would take me straight to it. Rendered in glorious 3D animation with the bent pseudo-Riemannian space-time geometry and molten iron core and second law of thermodynamics violation sky vacuum all intact, all in a single model. Because that's what it would be, right? Oh, what's that? You don't have that? Yeah, we know you don't have a model of a globe. What you do have is a mathematical extrapolation derived from flat Earth elevation angle measurements to stars. We'll be measuring Earth flat for you to infer the mathematics of heliocentrism, but the mathematics of heliocentrism aren't a globe model. That's idiotic. Even if they were, we're not standing in hell like we described the heliocentric model, like orbital motion passing through the center of a globe. That's in a globe that motion's described mathematically. Nobody's in hell to describe the maths of heliocentrism that isn't your model. Idiots.
Yeah, the idea of a mathematical model, I mean, a model is something that is taking measurements from how we experience the world and scaled them to size. They haven't got a model. They can't.
Yeah. The reification of what they think is their model violates the base measurements used to create the mathematics they think is a model that doesn't really exist. That is to say, you measure Earth flat with elevation angles and derive systems like latitude. Those systems can then be utilised antipodal to create a north and south flat system, and then you can project those out onto globe points with the Haversine conversion. Well, you still need to wrap a celestial sphere around flat plane measurements to infer a sphere that you can be in with respect to heliocentric motion. Okay, well, number one, we've measured Earth flat to achieve that. So you're going to suggest that we're standing on the outside edge of the angle measurements that we project through when measuring them flat? You can't reify that. It's a contradiction in terms. You can't be in a globe measuring angles off a plane and on a globe projecting them back into hell. It's just how the maths works is leaving you with this idea that you can have a globe to stand on. But once you understand how they work, you know it's not a reifiable possibility. You can't make the world sphere-shaped. You're projecting the points that create that notion from a flat plane. That's why there's no walking away from this. If you're a real flat earther and you know how Earth is measured, you'd be inquiring as to how the globe came from those measurements, because they all came from flat Earth measurements. All models of a suggested explanation for the movement of the stars start their life with angle measurements of the paths that they take off a flat Earth. And then from there, you can start making things like globes. If you understand that, you know that there's no walking away from the flat plane we all dwell atop. That's how we measure it, survey it, build on it, map it, chart it, sail on it, fly over it. You name it, we deal with it flat when we measure it. Earth, that is.
Yeah. Well, Thunderfoot, remember when he was trying to explain how you come to believe the angle is measured from the center of Earth and then parallel with a tangent plane on top of Earth, and then he said, and what you do is you blah, 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 and convince yourself that they're the same.
Yeah, he said, and then you move it to here and you convince yourself they're the same. Something like that.
Yeah. He doesn't understand how it works, or he would know that he can't move himself like that.
Hey, Nathan.
Yes, hello.
So I just wanted to say this to Neil because he was talking about new moon and how you have already spent a number of hours trying to teach him the basics of all the discussion we are having here. So I just wanted to tell Neil, add to that my many hours that I have spent on new moon. This other Indian guy has also tried, and in our conversations, new moon did not even have the excuse of not having a really good English, because we used to talk in Hindi. And I have also spent many hours trying to teach him. And this is just the recent past when, after Jaren is now a glober, these erstwhile Jaren fanboys are having a difficult time dealing with the situation. But I have been at it right from the days when Nathan and Jaren were in a ref because of science and what it means and what is actually the meaning of science, or whether it proves something or not. I have been at it right from that time with this guy New Moon. It's painful.
But Arthur, I know I should have said that you spent time with him as well. And you did warn us while we were taking the time with him that it's going to be a waste.
It's always a useful tool. Shout out your channel, Flat Arthur, your YouTube channel.
I was just speaking out of experience, Neil. And yes, Arthur B. Flat is my channel, @FlatArthur on YouTube as well as X. And regarding X, I also wanted to add that to get the gist of the conversation for the past half an hour that you had with New Moon and other people here. So, Nathan, just because the Earth is measured flat, you are telling me that the Earth is flat.
It doesn't have to be to take a zenith angle, apparently. We don't need the ground for that elevation angle. But yes, that's right. Just because we measure Earth flat, that just means it's flat. It's not we can measure Earth flat, we must measure it flat, but that's only because it's a really big ball that we measure Earth flat. We just measure Earth flat. Believing that it's because it's a really big ball is simply globe believers' apologies for why they have to measure it flat.
So guess who I heard it in the recent past. Recently, I asked Grok. I downloaded Grok 3 version and asked Grok, and there also you get the same response. So just because we do it on a local basis, locally, you also think that globally it is flat. You told me that. You told me that it is measured flat. Just because it is measured flat, or something to that effect, I also was able to get it from Grok 3, and I'm still at it. I have been at it for a few days, and I'm trying to make it learn and accept that the Earth is measured flat, which I have already done with Meta AI.
Well done. You're whipping it into line. AI, that is. Shout out to Simeon Mav, who sends super chat and says, "Great work, Nathan." Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate the support. Right, guys, we're going to hang around in politics for about 5, maybe 10 minutes, depending on if we get any more questions, just to make you aware. Then we'll be thanking you and bidding you farewell. Go ahead, whoever that was.
It's me, Nathan. Arthur, you don't really have to spend that much time trying to convince them about how it's measured flat. just let him have the mic for a few minutes and ask him to describe how curvature is measured, and you'll find that they are and will be describing how Earth is measured flat themselves without any prompting from you.
Or denying that measuring the ground for navigating the ground has anything to do with the ground. Well, it's going to be a protracted silence, so it looks like we'll start wrapping up and asking the politics server if we'll be welcome back next week. Are we still welcome, or if we overstep the mark a bit? We'll see. Got told off last week, I pushed it a bit far.
Yes, absolutely, Nathan. Welcome anytime. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having us, as always. Hopefully we will be back next Friday.
Stay blessed, Nathan, and watch out for zombies.
Zombies? What's that mean? I'm intrigued to stay to find out what you mean.
They're
Zombies?
everywhere.
They are everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
I see what you mean. You mean globe zombies.
Yeah, globe zombies.
You're just gonna have to face up to it. Some people don't have a competent faculty of philosophical reasoning to be able to take this in. But you're going to have people like that.
Spoken as well as Newton himself. Right, with that though, I am going to say if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Programming streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, if you're watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So, first and foremost, a massive thank you to Politics for having us, and to my G Plus panel for making today's live show possible, and to all of you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley. Once again, stay tuned if you're watching on an after show, and I will see you all in the next video.